Here's the M18A1 Claymore. It's 21 centimeters wide, 14 centimeters long, and 3.5 centimeters thick. It's a rectangular shape with a convex front. The distinction between the front and the back is very important for Claymore. This is because it is a bomb that explodes in one direction, not in all directions. If you attach a flat explosive to a heavy metal plate and explode it, the explosive force is directed in one direction. Since Claymore was developed with this effect, it is important to set the direction of attack. The word front toward enemy is written on the front of Claymore. On the back, it says back big. It weighs approximately 1.5 kilograms, with legs folded underneath for installation. The body is carried in a bag with a flying device, an electrical blasting cap assembly, and a test set. To install Claymore, spread out your legs first. Thin and long legs spread out like scissors and support from both sides. Place the Claymore on the ground, then set the reference through the sight on the top. The sight has two front and rear sight lines. The width of the sight indicates an approximate range of attack. First, I see the sight with one eye about 15 centimeters away from the back. If there is a tree 50 meters ahead, choose it based on it. Verify that the sight edges are parallel to the ground in front of them. Hold 2.5 meters above the selected tree as the aiming point. Position the aiming point at the center of the aiming line, match the sight edge in the front and the sight edge in the back with the aiming point. If you position the Claymore head on, much of the explosive force is directed to the ground. So, it's positioned a little upward so that the explosive force towards the ground is upward. After aiming, install the fixture about 1 meter behind Claymore. They are usually made by twisting wooden rods or stakes into the ground. Loosen the launch wire about 1 meter and tie it to a fixed object. While moving backwards with the wire, the Claymore may fall while pulling the string. That's why we fix it, so that it doesn't affect the installed Claymore. Rotate one of the shipping plug priming adapters protruding to both sides next to the Claymore sighting machine. Put the blasting cap in the adapter you removed. Return the adapter to the main body. The blasting cap, which enters the body, digs into the C4 explosive. 700 grams of C4 explosives fill the Claymore case. It's about the same amount of explosion as a mortar. About 700 steel beads form a thin layer on the front of the explosive. When the C4 explosive bursts, the steel beads spread and fly away. Steel beads fly at a speed of Mach 3 and cause direct damage to enemy forces within 50 meters. The debris, including beads, can fly up to 250 meters. The 60 degrees forward range is the maximum hazard area and is affected by explosive power up to the 180 degrees range. Shock waves from explosions spread in all directions, making it unsafe to be in the rear. Therefore, allies using Claymore should also be kept at a sufficient distance. First, slowly loosen the wire connected to the Claymore body and move back. At this time, the wire can be caught by the enemy, so cover it with soil or fallen leaves and hide it. Usually, wires are 30 meters long. Even 30 meters is within the danger of an explosion, so you have to hide well. Once you have selected a point to cover, hit the stake back into the ground and tie the wire. Then, prepare the firing device and test set. The test set has two connectors and a small hole in the middle. Connect the connectors of firing set and the connector's terminal on one side of the test set. Then, connect the shorting plug to the other connector of the test set. When you have finished connecting to the test set, move the safety nail from the firing device. This will allow you to press the switch. When the switch is pressed hard, the light flashes in the test set. A flashing light means that the signal is operating normally. If it doesn't blink, it means it doesn't work properly, so you need to check the accessories again. Once you have confirmed that the tester is working properly, connect the shorting plug directly to the firing set. This is the end of the preparation. When you see that the enemy is within the killing distance, you press the trigger. Pressing the switch generates 3 volts of electricity and flows on the wire. When this current reaches the blasting cap, the Claymore explodes. That's all for Claymore Mine.